In 1942, Wilhelm Reich, a refugee scientist, published these words in America. Words that would ignite a firestorm, not just in the scientific community, but across the very fabric of society. Within 15 years, his books were not just criticized, not just dismissed, but physically burned by federal agents. Why? Because Wilhelm Reich claimed to have discovered the energy of life itself, a universal, pulsating force called Orgone energy. And not only did he claim to discover it, he built machines to use it, machines he believed could revolutionize medicine, psychology, and even our understanding of the cosmos. This isn't just a story of a controversial figure, it's a chilling tale of scientific suppression, of a truth deemed too dangerous to exist. It's a story that asks, what happens when a discovery challenges not just our understanding of the world but the very power structures that govern it? Wilhelm Reich's journey to the discovery of Orgone energy didn't begin in a physics lab, but in the intimate confines of a psychoanalyst's couch in Vienna. His early work, deeply rooted in Freudian psychoanalysis, led him to a radical departure from his mentor. While Freud focused on the psychological repression of sexual instincts, Reich argued that this repression wasn't just mental, it manifested physically as a chronic muscular tension he termed character armor. But Reich pushed further. He observed that during therapy, as patients released their emotional blockages, and they often experienced involuntary physical sensations, tingling, warmth, involuntary tremors, he began to wonder, could this psychic energy that Freud spoke of actually be a measurable biological force? Could it be literal physics, not just metaphor? His 1942 breakthrough, meticulously documented in The Discovery of the Orgone Volume 1, detailed these observations. He described seeing a blue glow in his high-vacuum tubes, a phenomenon he initially dismissed but couldn't ignore. He witnessed spontaneous cell movements under his microscope in sterilized organic matter, suggesting life emerging from non-living material, a concept that would later evolve into his Bion experiments. And he noted strange atmospheric pulsations that seemed to influence his experiments and even his own physical sensations, while conventional science, rooted in a mechanistic worldview, saw empty space, inert matter, and random chance. Reich saw something else entirely. He saw a living, pulsating energy, a cosmic ocean of life, force that connected everything. He believed this energy, which he eventually named Orgone, was the missing link between mind and body, between the individual and the universe. It was a bold, audacious claim that would set him on a collision course with the scientific establishment. If Orgone energy was real, how could it be harnessed? Reich's answer was, with the Orgone accumulator. This device, detailed extensively in The Discovery of the Orgone, Volume 1, was essentially a box constructed with alternating layers of organic and metallic materials. Reich theorized that the organic layers would attract atmospheric orgone, and the metallic layers would draw it inward, concentrating it within the box. It was a cosmic battery, designed to tap into the universal life force. On paper, the accumulator should have been impossible according to conventional physics. Yet Reich's meticulous logs, spanning hundreds of experiments, showed consistent anomalies that defied easy explanation. Consistent temperature difference, electroscopes discharging slower, and patients reporting energy surges. These were not just isolated incidents. Reich published detailed case studies, even involving cancer patients, claiming significant improvements in their well-being. Skeptical doctors, initially dismissive, admitted something was happening. The accumulator, a simple box of wood and metal, seemed to be producing effects that mainstream science couldn't explain. But when Reich published these case studies, the scientific and medical establishments didn't just question his methods. They began to question his sanity, and ultimately, his freedom. The year is 1954. The setting, America, a nation grappling with the Cold War, McCarthyism, and a deep-seated fear of anything that challenged the status quo. Wilhelm Reich, once a respected psychoanalyst, was now seen as a dangerous charlatan. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, didn't just ban his work. They launched an unprecedented campaign to erase it from existence. The charge, fraudulent medical devices. On August 23, 1956, in a chilling echo of totalitarian regimes, federal agents oversaw the burning of Reich's books, including the discovery of the Orgone Volume 1. But this wasn't just about protecting patients from fraudulent devices. The actual injunction, the legal document that sealed Reich's fate, reveals a far more sinister agenda. It stated that all references to Orgone energy must be erased even in private libraries, and all Orgone accumulators must be dismantled and destroyed. This wasn't about protecting patients. This was about protecting paradigms. It was about controlling information, suppressing ideas that threatened established power structures, whether in medicine, science, or even politics. The very concept of a free, self-regulating energy, accessible to everyone, was a direct challenge to a system built on control and dependency. Reich's crime wasn't just scientific, it was ideological. Wilhelm Reich was a complex figure, almost certainly wrong about many things, and his methods were often unorthodox. But his real crime, asking questions that scared people in power, questions about the nature of life, energy, and freedom that remain profoundly relevant today. Questions that challenge the very institutions designed to protect us, but which often end up protecting themselves. The FDA's war on Reich was relentless. But why was his work considered so dangerous? Watch next as we dive into his most controversial book, The Cancer Biopathy, and explore his audacious claims about healing disease with Orgone energy. Subscribe to Wilhelm Reich, The Silenced Truth, for more forbidden science and untold stories. Join our community of truth seekers. Was Reich a genius or a madman? Vote below and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation alive. Share this video with anyone who needs to question the official narrative. The truth deserves to be heard.